Hey, what up, guy? What up, guy? You always do that.
I know.
Happy National Radio Day. Now, normally, I hate National Hot Dog Day, National Donut Day. I make fun
You're
of those
such
things.
like a Debbie Downer.
Like, who invented it? Like, who decided, like, Tuesday is National Hot Dog? Like, who gets the authority to do that?
Why can't it be?
I don't know.
Just
I'm not a
enjoy a
fan.
hot dog.
I'm not a fan of those things, but today being National Radio Day, we thought it'd be kind of cool to talk about some things because radio built both of our careers, so we can play along with this.
So I'm like excited that we're doing a video because I didn't have a post because everyone, if you follow anybody in radio, you saw a million people like looking into like a microphone today. I can't take selfies. One, my arms are too small. I have like T-Rex arms, but two, I have two different size eyes, and I'm very insecure about it.
Oh my God, stop.
So I like try to like tilt and like
she does not have
I have a wonky eye, and I hate it. So
and there's a couple mean people that comment about that.
my wonkster eye.
If you're a guy, I'm gonna beat you up. Like, that's ridiculous.
You know, we're all. What about the girls?
And if it's a girl, you'll beat them up.
Yeah, that's true. But like, you know,
your eyes are perfect.
Everyone's a little wonky, but it's fine. So I can't take selfies, so I had nothing to post.
Okay,
anyways,
here we go. So we thought it'd be kind of funny to talk about a few of our missteps in the radio world. So I've been lucky enough to be on the radio for 15 years. I started at the legendary B96 for 12 years, and then moved over to US 99 for 3 years. Now, moving from B96, which is top 40 where you work, over to country US 99 was a big deal. It was a huge shift.
Change.
Yeah, big change. But they were going to announce it and have us like have our first live appearance at Wrigley Field, announcing Luke Bryan on stage.
Oh, cool.
I mean, I'm a diehard Cubs fan. That was a dream come true to get a morning show and announce it at Wrigley Field, right? So what could go wrong?
Right.
Well, they had one microphone for me and my partner Styles. So Styles went one microphone. Okay, whatever. He started it. Crowd goes crazy. I get the mic. Crowd goes crazy. Now, the plan was the very, very end of the announcement to say, don't forget, Styles and Roman, debuting on US 99 September 6th, whatever it was, right? The microphone cuts out before we get to say who we are and where our show debuts. And I'm like, and the guy's like, get off, get off, get off. We couldn't say who we were or when our show was debuting in front of 45,000 people. It was the most embarrassing moment of my radio career. If you were at that show, you're probably like, who are these two dudes jumping
up?
If
I just thought you were like the professional hype man.
Hype man, yeah.
Because, I've worked in hip hop mainly, and like there always is a professional hype man.
Well, we weren't. We were the new morning show, and we couldn't announce when our show debuted.
That's awesome. Okay, so my most embarrassing moment was more concealed than that. Okay, so I started working in Minneapolis, and I worked like 8 jobs in
KDWB?
KDWB, yes. Okay, so, but I was like overnights, and then I produced a morning show, and then I worked 2 hours away as a news reporter. Like, it was a nightmare. So I was looking for one job. I wanted to get paid enough at one job. So I'm interviewing in Tampa at the old station I worked at, Wild 94.1, and clubs were a big part of that world. I had probably drank once in my life. I had gone to no clubs because I worked so much. So it wasn't my environment. So he took me out to a club gig that my past boss was going to become my new boss.
Right. In Florida, in Tampa.
In Florida. And the next morning I woke up to go to the station to hopefully get an offer, and I had no voice.
And your voice is raspy to begin with.
So my voice goes quick, and I'm like, oh my God, they're not going to hire me because they're going to think I can't do club gigs and be on air. So I'm freaking out all morning. I drank like over 17 teas. I called my dad crying, I'm not going to get hired. So I go to the station, I'm trying to dress nice, and I walk into his office like super confident, and he has these little round chairs with no back, like these little short round leather chairs. And I sit on it, and my ass flies off, and the chair goes shooting back into his window.
Oh, great first impression.
So I have no voice. I can't even sit on a chair. And I just burst out laughing because I had a nightmare of a morning. And he was just staring at me. And his entire morning show was in there that I hadn't met yet.
But you got the job.
But I got the job.
Yes.
And it's because I said as soon as I fell, I was like, well, God made me a little rounder because he knew I was going to fall a lot. And so then he laughed and the morning show laughed. But I was like, oh my gosh, I almost broke a window. I had no voice, and somehow I still got hired.
That's great. Well, congratulations on getting hired. And now being in Chicago.
And now being at B96.
All right, so we thought, everybody could talk about their favorite interviews they've ever had, but we don't want to be braggadocious here. We want to talk about the worst interviews. Wait, what's that face for?
Braggadocious?
Yeah, it's like we're too braggy.
Did you log into TikTok and try to learn some
No,
words
I graduated from college. Look up braggadocious. Anyways, worst interviews in our radio history. I'll go first, okay?
Okay.
So at B96, again, top 40, but we played hip hop, early on in those days at B96. And I grew up, by the way, I'm not a fan of today's hip hop. I love old school hip hop. Tupac Shakur, my favorite rapper of all time. I grew up on Death Row Records, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Dogg Pound. I love Ice Cube, LL Cool J. I'm a big old school hip hop head, right? So I know hip hop well. I was very excited. You're interviewing Busta Rhymes, and I love Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
Ever since Scenario, the last verse on Scenario, then on to Woo-Ha, and give me some more Dangerous.
So you're being a little braggadocious.
I am being braggadocious.
Move on.
Yeah,
move on.
You use the word very well. All right. So anyway, Busta Rhymes comes in, and I'm super prepared. I know this dude very, very well. I'm a big fan. Every question I ask the guy's like, nah, yeah. Not the worst answers of all time. I don't know if he hated us because we were just these two white dudes that were like, hey, Busta Rhymes. But we knew our stuff. And also maybe his dog died that day. He was in a bad mood. But you know what? Suck it up and do a good interview for 5 minutes from two of your biggest fans. He was horrible. And that was my worst interview of all time.
Okay, so my worst interview of all time actually wasn't that long ago. It was at B96.
Uh-oh.
And it was Lil Tecca. And I was actually really excited for this because one of the reasons I got brought to B96 is because just to handle more of the hip hop side of things coming from a hip hop station, right? That's where my background is. That's just where I know my niche, all that. So I was very excited to have this interview because I'm like, I can handle them. First off, it was about 4 hours late at one of the bashes. Okay, so I'm
Jingle
waiting.
Bash, right? Jingle Bash?
Was it? Now the world's messed up. It's Jingle Bash. That's the last one we did.
Yeah.
So Jingle Bash, the last one. So I'm waiting. Literally, I'm missing my opportunities with other artists because it keeps changing times, all that. And all I had to do was walk into the hallway and realize why the time keeps changing. I could smell it from a hot minute away. And I'm like, great.
Hold on a second. Lil Tecca, are you surprised?
I know.
His name, are you surprised?
I know, but it was to a level of and I should be able to handle it. And I was coughing. I'm like, oh my gosh, down the hallway. So I walk in and it's poof. I'm like, we're not going to be able to see. The camera, the video of the camera is cloudy. We couldn't even post it.
Oh,
you
man.
cannot see. So I did my research on him as well. Very short answers, like you said, because he was, a little bit gone. Okay, so it was super short. I had all these fun answers, but questions, he had no fun answers. And one of the things is he talked about food a lot in his other interviews, good fast food spots in the different cities he had been to. So I was like, I'm gonna bring him Portillo's chocolate cake.
Oh, by the way, Portillo's chocolate cake is bomb. We're not being paid for anything, but the Portillo's lemon cake shake
is very good.
is bomb.com. I mean, this thing is the best thing I've ever had in my life. Please continue.
Okay. So I was like, I'm going to bring him cake because he talked about not liking In-N-Out that much. I'm we're going to wait. It'll be fine.
Portillo's.
And mind you, the current state he's in, you think chocolate cake would be the best thing that's ever been brought to him in an interview. So I was super hyped. I'm like, well, at least this will land well. He goes, oh, okay. And he takes a bite of it and he goes, so it tastes like cake. And I go, well, it is. And he goes, yeah, it tastes a lot like chocolate cake.
Lil Tecca,
That's
you do
what
not
he said to me.
Lil Tecca does not know time etiquette when it comes to interviews or his chocolate cakes because Portillo's is a whole different ballgame.
But he's like, it tastes like chocolate cake. I'm like, well, that's what I brought you. And I'm like, I don't go into food blogging, sir. That's not for you.
Two people who are not going to like this video, Busta Rhymes and Lil Tecca.
That's it.